Right. They don't even understand that you don't. You know, the way we grew up, you're supposed to spend no more than 10 or 20% of what you make.
50 Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Lil Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail.
But look, 50. Well, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was going to be able to do it. You thought you was going to be able to get the loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so?
Lil Meech didn't just go against 50 Cent. He reportedly took $10 million and joined forces with 50's biggest rival. This wasn't a small argument. It was like something out of a movie. After everything 50 had done for him, like mentoring, protecting, and even paying for his rehab, Meech betrayed him completely. No warning, no loyalty. Just plain disloyalty.
Just being with him everywhere, seeing nice things all the time since I was born. So I always knew that he's doing something. I mean, I don't know, it could have been anything. So
he was able to do it because, you know, like financially, I was supporting the idea, and I believe he could do it. He had moved to California and was working with acting coaches, and his dad didn't know that he was actually doing it.
And now Rick Ross is involved. Yeah, that Rick Ross, the same one 50 Cent has been feuding with for years, with leaked texts and industry gossip everywhere. 50 isn't just facing a personal betrayal, he's in the middle of a full-blown war. But let's take a step back. Before all this drama, 50 gave Meech the chance of a lifetime. He cast Demetrius Lil Meech Finori Jr. to play his own father, Big Meech, in the hit series BMF. It wasn't just about casting someone familiar, it was about changing Meech's future. He wasn't an actor, just another rapper trying to get noticed. Nobody in Hollywood was calling him. But 50 saw potential. He believed in him and even paid out of his own pocket to send Lil Meech to acting school for 2 years. That's love, investment, and family-level commitment. And that wasn't all. While filming, 50 was also sending money to Meech's family, behind the scenes, making sure they were taken care of. According to 50, he didn't just give Lil Meech a break, he helped him secure over $5 million in clean, legal money. Not street cash, not shady deals, but real, legit money to build a future.
It got me before I even knew I could even act at all, before acting was even a thought. My dad called me one day and told me that he wanted me to fly to Atlanta in his presence so I could meet 50 for the first time and see the first casting that he was doing. You know, so I flew out there and it was a line around the street. And the first time I met 50, you know, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me, 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone, he like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. At first, you know, it sounded crazy, but of course, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing, so of course I wanted to do it, you know, I just didn't know.
And this wasn't just some TV role. 50 had big plans, spin-offs, movies, long-running seasons, if everything worked out. The BMF brand could have earned anywhere from $30 to $50 million over time. That kind of success could have turned a street empire into a legit corporate legacy. Meanwhile, Big Meech was behind bars, watching his son rise. Lil Meech was back in the spotlight, not in mugshots or headlines, but on primetime TV, red carpets, and interviews. And none of this would have happened without 50 Cent. Not a lawyer, not a crew member, he was a business-minded boss who revived the BMF name and took it to a whole new level. He made it iconic again, with a clean approach, setting up the next generation to profit legally. But the crazy part, 50 stayed humble the whole time. No bragging, no interviews flexing his work. He stayed quiet, never asked for credit, and didn't react when people overlooked his role. That silence lasted for years until now. Something has clearly changed, and everyone wants to know why 50 is taking this so personally.
Well, I see you struggling making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was gonna be able to do it. You thought you was gonna be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? I know you want to make your mama one of them walking stars thing put down there. Your mama lived. They call her own walking star. We call it renderings. You had the renderings, then you try to go get them loans, and ain't nobody loan you that money. You ain't even built the G-Unit studio yet. That might be why when I stood next to Meech, your knees buckled. Your knees buckled. Put your back against the wall. You're po hustler.
Why does this betrayal hurt so much? Word on the street is that 50 was really counting on that money. It wasn't just an investment, it was part of his future. and Rick Ross noticed that quickly. He didn't just mess with 50, he went straight for the gut. The real shock came in October when Big Meech was finally released from prison. The man who once ran one of the biggest street operations in America was free, and everyone expected an iconic reunion with 50 Cent. Fans imagined photo ops, press appearances, maybe even a BMF documentary co-signed by the real Kingpin. But what actually happened surprised everyone, even 50. Meech didn't reconnect with the man who kept his legacy alive. Instead, he showed up with Rick Ross, the same guy who's been feuding with 50 for over a decade. And it wasn't a casual backstage meet. This was full-on promotional moves.
50 Cent, let these people know you really admire me. You love my style, the way I dress, the money I get. And let them know that if you really could, you would put all this shit to the side to do business with me and work with me. It's the truth. I know it is. Because when you see me stand next to Big Meech, your knees buckle. Oh, my ops, friends is my ops, I'm my ops, all that fake talk. But when you see my brother DJ Khaled, you hug that boy and drool on his mirror.
Car shows, events, a flashy welcome home, concert, and Meech was all over Instagram with Ross, acting like they'd been lifelong friends. But here's the kicker. Not a single mention of 50, no tag, no thank you, no recognition at all. After everything 50 did for the BMF brand, he didn't even get a nod. That wasn't just betrayal, it was cold, straight-up disrespect. People say it felt way too calculated to be a mistake. 50 didn't respond right away. But if you know him, silence isn't peace, it's just the calm before the storm. And that's when the big question came up. Where did all that money go? According to 50, he had set up Meech's family with over $5 million in legal, clean money from the show. Not street cash, real, legit revenue. He even posted, calling out Meech, saying, "Why didn't this guy look out for me? I'm the one who sent him to acting school." He nicknamed him Big Screech. 50 went all in for Meech, saying none of his outside people ever had his back. And when he finally got out, he came home acting like a major kingpin. But 50 wasn't letting that slide. He reminded everyone that he helped Meech's family secure over $5 million in clean, legal money. And now that it's all gone, 50's message is clear. Don't blame me.
Basketball bosses. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, I'm trying to make it go up.
Then came the real digs. 50 said Meech wanted to shine so badly that he was wearing someone else's jewelry, literally rocking another man's chain just to look good. 50 joked, "B, give the baby back his jewelry." That's how petty he got. And the wildest part, despite all that flash, Meech was reportedly broke. Lil Meech was in the same spot. So low on cash, he started doing personalized promo videos online for just $500 each. That's right, the guy who once starred in a hit show was now doing like a local club DJ. 50 couldn't resist. He jumped on Instagram and roasted him, saying, "Big Screech got Meech doing promos $500 a pop. Get yours while it lasts."
If 50 Cent gives your family, $5 million in cash, whether it's through acting, I think he was paying for acting lessons for Lil Meech, you gotta have some appreciation. And before more details unfolded, like $5 million, because people were like, "Oh, 50 Cent doesn't pay people, he's always suing people. Look how he paid Ghost from Power less than Mary J. Blige on Power Book." But if Lil Meech got $5 million and he's nobody except the son of somebody famous, then he definitely could have treaded carefully.
But 50 didn't stop, they're not even close. Just when everyone thought he'd reached peak trolling, he pulled his wildest move yet. A whole GoFundMe page. And who was it for? Big Meech. Let's be real, there's a strong chance 50 made it himself just to stir the pot. No matter who created it, once 50 posted it, the internet blew up. The fundraiser claimed Big Meech needed help covering his bills, including a whopping $30,000 a month Airbnb. Of course, 50 couldn't post it quietly. He added his own messy caption, "Help Big Screech pay his $30,000 a month Airbnb. That's one of Pay's cribs." Shout out to quality control. And just when people thought he was done, 50 stirred the pot again, this time involving 42 Doug. He posted that Doug allegedly gave Big Meech $100,000 and had some sharp words about it. "Your daddy. My ninja, you made a mistake giving Screech $100,000. You could have given that to your ninjas. You've always been hard-headed." Doug fired back immediately on Instagram, refusing to back down. He defended Meech in his city, saying, "Can't no ninja convince me to go against Detroit. Either show me Big Bra is a rat or shut up." Things got heated fast, but the big question still lingers. How does a man tied to one of the biggest names in the game in a hit TV series end up begging for rent money? Tony Ayo might have dropped a clue. In a recent interview, he said that after Big Meech got out, he was actually asking Lil Baby for financial help legit, asking the rapper for support. And then there's Lil Meech, who isn't cooling things down, he's just making it worse. According to Tony Yayo, Lil Meech has been burning through cash like it grows on trees. $100,000 on Chrome Hearts jeans, $500,000 on a BMF chain, and flaunting Richard Mille watches. Meanwhile, his dad is reportedly struggling to pay rent. It doesn't add up. When 50 unfollowed him, Lil Meech got defensive, saying, essentially, you're mad because the man who built your career got tired of the clowning. Yayo put it bluntly, it's giving broke with money. The wildest part, 50 wasn't even mad about the spending. He was mad it was being wasted. No plans, no investments, just racks for the gram. And just when you thought 50 had hit peak petty, he pulled the ultimate flex. Rumor has it he bought the halfway house Big Meech is legally required to stay in. That's right, the same Big Meech, who once ran a billion-dollar empire and shook cities and politicians, is allegedly paying rent to 50 Cent. Of course, 50 couldn't resist sharing. In an interview, he smirked, business is business.
As we know, Meech didn't actually leave for the halfway house. He's on home confinement because of the First Step Act and winning his 821 motion in federal court. After spending nearly 20 years in federal prison, Demetrius Big Meech Flannery left the federal prison in Coleman, Florida, Coleman Low, on October 15th for home confinement. Now, before you say I don't know what I'm talking about, it says right here that he's in the RRM in Miami. He's actually on home confinement. It says RRM because the RRM, or the halfway house, or really the re-entry manager, is administering his home confinement in Miami through the halfway house that's owned by...
Then 50 dropped the hammer. I put that ninja on toilet duty, cleaning up felonish all day, he said. Technically, Big Meech might be out of prison, but he sure isn't free. Fans are loving every second. One said, 50 is a real savage. Always stood on business. This is the greatest burn I've ever heard. 50 makes my whole month. Not everyone is buying it though. Some think this is classic 50 Cent trolling. One critic even claimed Meech might not be staying in a halfway house at all. But this is 50 Cent, we're talking about the king of petty demand, has the money and the spite to make almost anything happen. Whether it's true or not, when 50 moves, people believe it because he's that wild. But meanwhile, Lil Meech made his loyalty clear. He posted on Instagram, before I asked God for anything, I made sure I asked him to bring my father home to my family. My prayers were answered. I love you, Dad, death before dishonor. That last line was a shot Meech was done playing the middle. No more balancing between 50 and his dad. He's riding for Big Meech Sr. all the way. But here's where it gets shady. Now it looks like they're trying to milk the BMF brand with Rick Ross. Ross never helped keep BMF alive when Meech was behind bars. 50 carried the name, built the show, and gave it life. So when your sworn enemy suddenly becomes your family's new business partner, things get personal. The minute Big Meech got home, Ross slid in smooth. He hyped a welcome home concert, got Meech to co-sign it, and launched full promo like the legend was reclaiming his throne. But let's be real, this wasn't about celebrating Meech. Ross saw an opening and played it cold. He threw a check at Meech, slapped his name on a few flyers, and turned him into a pawn in his beef with 50. It wasn't loyalty, it was calculated spite dressed as respect. And 50 saw straight through it. But he's not done. There's also major tension with Floyd Mayweather brewing.
The computer said, Floyd said, Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for? Nelly, your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance.
Their beef goes way back, and it's far from over. So when Lil Meech showed up at Lucky Strike Miami with both Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, that wasn't just a night out, it was a direct shot at 50. And it didn't stop there. Meech wasn't just tagging along, he was doing business. He showcased exclusive pieces from his Red Letters X collab and even gifted some merch to Mayweather. Meanwhile, Big Meech made a surprise cameo over the phone, chatting with Ross and Floyd like they were long-lost brothers. Then Floyd took Lil Meech car shopping, Flex Move On followed it up with jewelry shopping, because why not flex harder? They even hit the arcades, laughing and living like there was no drama at all. To top it off, they ended the night courtside at a Lakers game in LA. 50 Cent does not play when it comes to loyalty, so seeing Lil Meech hanging out with not one but two of his biggest enemies lit the fuse. He jumped straight on Instagram, posting a clip of Meech with Rick Ross and cracking jokes in classic 50 style. You tell your pops. I'm a lookout. What's the address? I'ma send some wings over there. Savage. But true to form, 50 deleted the post shortly after, though it had already gone viral online. This one cut deep. For 50, it wasn't about clout or money, it was about loyalty. He didn't just fund Lil Meech's acting career. He may have saved his life. Behind the scenes, things were reportedly getting messy. 50 claimed Meech wasn't just spending money recklessly, he was reportedly showing up on set high, out of it, and acting wild. 50 explained, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Mimi's relationship. I'm telling Mimi, I don't want him doing that. Doctor," he described having to step in, telling Mimi to stop spending so much and even sending her to rehab because of the chaos. Then came another bomb. According to 50, Lil Meech showed up so faded on set that co-star Russell Hornsby noticed. He allegedly even threw up during a weapons test. Things escalated when 50 claimed, "Then Ian told me the little ninjas had whippets in his truck. I was confused what even are whippets. It turned out they were inhalants from canisters. The same kind used in airsoft and toy guns, dangerous and irresponsible." To back his story, 50 posted a video of Gandil, the former bad boy bodyguard, confirming Meech's behavior. This wasn't just talk, he had receipts. 50 says he quietly sent Meech to rehab, covering everything out of pocket, no press, no social media drama. He tried to keep it private to protect him, but now that loyalty is gone, and when 50 cuts you off, he cuts deep. The moment he realized he'd been played by the whole family, he snapped. Back on Instagram, he dropped another haymaker, this time dragging Tammy Cowens, Big Meech's former business partner, into the mess. 50 posted a screenshot of their text conversation where he asked straight up, "Did Meech know you were allegedly snitching while he was locked up?" Her response, "Yep." His caption read, "Tammy Cowens, the truth, and nothing but the truth. Coming soon book." He didn't stop there. He attached that screenshot to a carousel of BMF stills. And here's where it got ultra petty. He literally blurred out Lil Meech's face in every single photo, erasing the lead actor of his own show, like some scorned ex deleting pictures off a camera roll. Peak 50 behavior. There were even more, now deleted posts, keeping fans scrambling to keep up. Then came the texts. Lil Meech was straight up begging 50 for forgiveness. In the messages, 50 shared. Meech Jr. wrote, "They just told me you unfollowed me on Instagram. Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this. Man, you act as if I'm your enemy. I've only shown love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own stuff, but I never switched up on you." Then he tried to flip the blame, throwing his own father under the bus. "Roski gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet is throwing me off. Man, you know me in real life." 450, that apology came way too late. He clapped back with just 4 cutting words. "What next season, little ninja?" Fans took that as the nail in the coffin that BMF might be done. Not just the show, but maybe Lil Meech's whole acting career. You can't keep making money with someone you can't trust, and 50 made that crystal clear. Now people are connecting the dots. Big Meech made his position loud and proud. He's all in with Ross, not 50. But what if this wasn't just betrayal from the outside? What if Big Meech was sabotaging his own son? It sounds wild, but the theory is gaining traction. Look at the moves. At first glance, it seems like standard industry beef, 50 being petty, Ross playing shady, Big Meech chasing a post-prison check. But step back, and it might not even be about business. This is deep, unhealed parent energy, where your child's success feels like your failure. Instead of pride, there's sabotage. Instead of support, there's burning bridges your kid still needs to cross. That's the real tragedy. This could have been the ultimate redemption story, a father and son flipping the legacy, building an empire together. Instead, it's looking like the slow, bitter fall of a dynasty. A man came home and tried to outshine the very son who kept his name alive and, in doing so, may have dimmed both their futures. With 50 stepping away, BMF is barely holding on. Stars hasn't confirmed another season, and 50 has already warned it might be the last. Ross may be posting up like a power player, but legally, he can't touch the BMF films 50 owns the rights. So no matter how flashy it looks, the damage might already be locked in. And here's the million-dollar question. Did Lil Meech really snake 50 out of $10 million? Or was this a setup from the start? Big Meech pulling strings from behind bars the whole time? One big betrayal disguised as loyalty, or did 50 simply bet on the wrong one? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this sabotage or survival? And if you made it this far, like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives like this.